So yesterday, I will try to install Jenkins. Anyone tried and then grading the jobs?
Yes, Raghu.
Okay. So is it successful?
Yes.
Okay, deployment is also done, right?
Yes, too.
Okay. And how about the other exercise that integrating with Ansible? I think this one. Anyone tried this one?
Middle of that.
Not yet. So no, this is like same stuff, but use the Ansible server there.
Yeah.
So is it done?
No, not it.
Okay. All right. So, we'll do one thing. Like I'll try to work on this thing. So probably it will help you because there are a lot of new plugins we'll be using here, and then of course we have to set up the Ansible and write a playbook. So I'll use one of the repository and one which is provided by one of the public open source community. So we'll use that as a resource and develop this thing. Okay, so let me first of all switch on my Jenkins machine. I also switch on the other machine where we will try to set up that as an Ansible server. Or like on the same machine where the Jenkins is there. So we can keep that as also an Ansible server. So both is CA stuff Ansible, we can deploy in the same machine, or we also can deploy in the other machine. So because otherwise, we require 3-4 machines. So what I'll do, I'll try to set up Ansible on the same machine. If possible, I'll see. I'll try to get one more machine, or we can have Ansible and the app server on the same machine. But I think that will not solve the purpose because generally we don't mix our Ansible with application server. So this is my Jenkins machine. And then let me set up an Ansible stuff also. But yeah, so I guess I poked the one of that open source thing where we can develop this particular stuff. Some step-by-step steps are there. You can just see which one it is. It's a DevOps class codes. No, not this one. I guess this one. We will use this as a reference, but this is a thing based on Docker. So we probably will not use Docker here. We'll try to just see that what is the playbook and then what is the plugin is used here. So that we will try to check it out. Now this is my Jenkins machine. I also have one more server where what we will do, we will try to install Ansible. So just logging into that machine. Okay. So Ansible is there on the same machine where Jenkins is installed. So we will, try to use that Ansible and write the playbook. Then that we will try to refer to call and then execute it. It is very straightforward and pretty easy. etc Ansible is where I think we written some of the playbooks here. So probably here we will try to write a playbook, which we'll try to refer from our Jenkins UI user interface. And then I also will create one artifact folder where the artifact which is created will we use this as a repository folder, so then Ansible can pick it from here and deploy that to the destination machine. So this is, we will convert this as Tomcat machine in case if it is not there. Just check it out whether Tomcat is working or not. Yeah. And then so here we will try to deploy an application. We'll name that as Ansible reference so that we'll be knowing that what is the application which got deployed because of the Ansible trigger. Or we can use the existing hello also. That is also fine, but fine. We'll try to create it from scratch. Creating Ansible job. So based job. Scan one. And then we will use that hello world one. Hello world one. There is also an Ansible thing is there. Okay. And then I will anyway GitHub web settings, hook trigger is already configured. We just enable this GitHub hook trigger here. Save this option for now. Go to the dashboard. Now start editing the configuring the job. So let's refer an example here. So yeah, because we don't have any Ansible server in other machine, we're using the same stuff here. Yeah, probably we can skip this particular stuff, but yeah, SSH server will be an issue. So let's, I think, try to make this a little complicated because otherwise it will be very straightforward. I will try to install Ansible here so that the WAR file can be picked up from here. Yeah. So first of all, let's check whether we have this EPL repository. No, it is not there. So try to configure EPL so that I can get Ansible here. Setup EPL repo. I'm install EPL release. Yeah. Try to set up this. That will not. We need the repos address. So what is the addition we have? We have the Salachil Fedora. Let's just try with this 7 first. The one is configured. Try to install Ansible. Yeah, so Ansible is configured. So we also have a host wherein we will try to add an app server. So what I'll do, I will use again this as an app server. So around the way it will go from here and then from there it will come. Now, how to check it out? Ansible -m ping all. Check whether the connectivity is there or not. It is not there because SSH and everything is not configured. So let me go to root.ssh. Public key is not there. Just let me create a public key. So you got this public key. So copy this. This is client from the Ansible point of view. So let me go to this authorized key, add this stuff. And then we also need to enable this permit root login as, because we already done this thing. I'm just going a little at a high pace. So restart. So now check it out whether we can, first of all, do SSH or not, then we'll check the connectivity. SSH, yes, I can do. And then Ansible ping on, I can do now. So connectivity is established from this to that server. What else we have to do? We also create a folder called artifacts here. And then this is where we will write playbooks and all this stuff. Also, the WAR files will be deployed to this location. When Ansible, the Jenkins jobs runs, it should deploy to this location. And then the same Jenkins job should pick a playbook from here, which we're going to write. We'll deploy that to the application server. We have to create a playbook also, which actually copies or basically deploys the WAR file from here to the app server. So for that, first of all, we need to check it out. The Tomcat is there or not? Yes, it is available. So because Jenkins is also there in the same machine, I'll changing the port number because both uses 8080. So I'm just changing this to 9080. Also, I'm changing the shutdown port to 9005. That's to not to avoid the conflict, port conflict I'm talking about. Service Tomcat space start. Now, what's the IP address of this machine? Of the KP is this. Now I am accessing this one. So it's 9080, right? So I don't know whether manager app is there or not, or it is seems it is also there here. Yeah. So this is where we will try to deploy our app. So this is my repository. I'll keep it here. And from here, as soon as the check-in is done, because we configured a webhook, it should trigger the Jenkins one. So let me update it because IP address is changed. It's stuff. Update it. Send me everything. This is yesterday's deliveries. Right. So this webhook is configured here. I'll go to this job. This is the way to, like, it will pick this code, and then first of all, we need this to be triggered. So this is where I will refer the documentation. So this guy is using clean install package, golden options. Okay, I'll try to use the same one. Clean install package. So this time. Back to dashboard, but I just want to see whether it is what do you call working on it temporarily. The manual I'm trying to build. Yeah, so war file is built. It is available at this location. And the web.war is, it seems that in the war file. So what is the next target? The next target is this has to be shipped from here to the Ansible server here. So it has to be copied here. Now to do that, of course, you have to use SSH and SSCP, multiple options available. So we need to find out a plugin which can help us to uh, ship this here from here to here. Okay, so one of the plugin, Jenkins plugin. So we'll go to the Jenkins plugin, look for the plugin. So I'm looking for some SSH based plugins. So we have SSH agent plugin is there. I think build agent is also there. Launch agent over SSH using Java implementation, etc. Also, I'm just checking if we have any SSCP also. SSCP publisher is also there, but it looks like it is not very popular. Insecure credential storage and transmission. Now, so we will try to use SSH only, which is mostly widely used. SSH. So we'll go to the documentation. We'll see what is the plugin. So he is using. Publish over SSH is what actually is using here. I'll search for it. Publish over SSH. Looks like this very popular one. The artifacts uploader, build tools, send build artifact over SSH. So this plugin and the documentation is available. So we can look at the features, what it can do, a global configuration. And then I think, there are two options, whether you can go with the key, keyless, or credentials and everything. So we will try to use anyway key, because SSH key, I think it's already configured from Ansible to Tomcat, but not from Jenkins to Tomcat, I guess. So what we will do, first of all, we'll try to set it up. What happened to this? This is no change. In the party session got disconnected. Let me see. So what is the issue with this? Is my Ansible is there? Yeah, Ansible is fine. Why? What is the issue with Jenkins there? Let me try to connect once again. Check whether this is Jenkins. Yes. Check whether Tomcat is also up and done. Yes. So now going to the plugin section of Jenkins. Go to the manage Jenkins. That's fine. It's okay. Go to the manage plugins. and search for the publish or SSH and try to install that. So go to the available plugin section, search for publish over SSH. And yeah, we also need this HTML publishing. So it's fine. Email extension, S3 publisher. This is to store on S3 location. SSCP is also there. That is fine. CIFS for storage. This thing, and yeah, Nugget is there. Plugins, but anyway, I'm trying to enable that thing. So install that right now. So I'm trying to install publish over SSH. Okay, I think this is taking little time. So while it is working on that, we will try to complete the other stuff. But what is that? Is that we will go to our Jenkins servers from here, SSH, the web SSH to this machine or not. So we can create a separate user or we can do it the root. Anything is fine. So this is my IP address of my Ansible. Let's just see if I have connectivity or not. Yes, it is there. So connectivity is there. At the root level, it is configured. Now, this Jenkins is running as Jenkins user. So we may get some issues that because while trying to do the Jenkins, in case of any permission issue, we'll try to address that later. Right now, I'm not going to do anything. So what is that I'm trying to do is that, so try to use the key in the Jenkins stuff. Here, HTML. At least if we get publish or SSH, so I think that should not even stop our exercise on this. Yeah. And then yeah, what else it is required? So we also required a playbook to create. So I'm just trying to create a playbook in the Ansible server. Then we'll check whether it is working or not. So, copy war file dot YAML. So that is my playbook. And the host name which we used is, I think, app server. This is just a copy module I'm going to use. So location will modify because I think I just changed that to location, right? This etc Ansible and playbooks, I guess. Also, the target location is user share get web apps. We are using it is Ansible artifacts. Artifacts. Under that, okay, web app target web app.war file is what it is trying to create. Now, we will temporarily will create this folder, and then under that, we'll try to create a dummy file. Okay, the typer here web app slash target. Even okay, minus rf web app. Even here also we need to modify this web app. Under this target is there. I'm just trying to create war file. Web app.war. Yeah, makes sense. So now try to copy the file here to the destination. So first of all, I'm trying to check it out whether this is working or not. It looks like syntax issue. Syntax is corrected. Now try to check whether this file is copying or not. Looks like it is smooth. So let me go to the location, user, share, Tomcat web apps. The dummy file, the web.war file is copied. Yes, just removing this. So our playbook is good now. So what is the playbook location? Copy what file under artifacts. It is Ansible. So we'll refer that. We need to remove that as well. And now go to the Jenkins, check the status. Oops. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Stuck with something. Yeah. So what is the issue there? Bootstrap. The Day14, some plugin was actually creating problem. But it is not getting an install. There could be some restart issue. Let me just quickly restart. So JUnit plugin is stuck. Some of the above failure result and publish is missing. Indirectly dependent plugins. Maven integration publisher matrix. I'm trying to look for some install plugins. Try to remove some unnecessary plugins. I think try to container plugin. There's a GitHub plugin enabled. Uninstall this one. Yeah. And then check API. Uninstall this as well. This remove this one. No. So looks like it's sorted out. We could see publish our SSH configuration. So what is that we try to do is that we will try to set up the passphrase for this. Let's refer the documentation. So folder, add the server. Name I want to give it as Ansible underscore server. And what's the host name? So host name, I'll give the IP address. And then, so do you have any username and remote directory, or you want to configure an SSH key? Just click on this. 22 port number. So the key we will try to copy. So path to the key. The path to the key is root.ssh. Authorized keys. Or like we'll try to copy key directly here. So we don't have any jump host here. We don't have any proxy. Check the connectivity. So yeah, it's failed because the Jenkins user is the one which is actually trying to connect to that server. So we don't have Jenkins user likewise. So I guess key configuration probably not possible. So we will try to use credential. So root and the remote directory wherein it has to refer is this one. etc Ansible artifacts, but anyway, you need to prefix with one slash as well as plugin notification. What do you call it? The plugin syntax. Yes. And this use password again. Key not there, right? What's the password? I don't have any key here. Let me remove this drop for now. So password, I'll try to set it up. for the root at the Ansible server for now. So first of all, I should allow that root should allow me to log in. Just allowing that option. Yeah. Makes sense. Yes, very good. And password test 123. It's 123. Test 123. Yeah, by the way, we would have checked the connectivity. Go to the Jenkins, configure system, scroll down, test configuration. It's the answer. Authentication failed. Okay. So we'll just check it out. Root. It's not aligned. We need to do SSSs. Okay, we need to do one changes here. So connected. Now go to the Jenkins, test the configuration. It we supplied the password, best. Yeah, so connectivity is done. So now we will go to the our job. This is Ansible based job. Go to the configuration. Now post build activity. Try to use send below or SSH. We have Ansible server configured. Now, so what is the source file? So source file, we'll refer the documentation. It is web app target star.war, which is there in the current location. So we'll try to use this one. Look this one, close this. So do you want to remove any prefix? Let it be, because anyway in the playbook we would like to have web app target, right? So let it be. So if you want to remove any prefix, you can mention this thing, remote directory. So that is where it has to be deployed. So we just now copied that, right? Remote directory. Just prefix with 1/. Now there, what is the command you want to execute? So in this case, Ansible playbook, whatever the absolute path you have to mention. I guess what we do first, we will try to see whether this is working or not. Then we will try to check it out whether trigger that particular stuff or not. So back to the dashboard. We'll now click on this, look at the console output, see for any errors. For some reason, the Git server performance system is no, so it is degraded. We have good space here. Then so the utilization. So, okay, so looks like I think the plugins is causing the problem. I just set up one more machine. Now look for the available plugins. So we were looking for publish over SSH. Think we can get this installed without restart. Now go back to the dashboard, manage Jenkins, go down to the configure system. Add the server. We were trying to add this Ansible server. Host name is this. Root test. No, that's the directory. Yeah. Double dash. Advanced. Use password. The password for that. Test the configuration success. Save. Go to the dashboard. New item. Well, freestyle. Okay. This is the get one, and this is the get link. It's updated already. Go to the code, get it, copy. Well, this okay. Install. Yeah. Dashboard, manage Jenkins, local configuration, the JDK. If we can get this thing, user like APM. Remove this option. And scroll down, add the Maven. Save this stuff. Now go to the dashboard. Configure. So build Maven, install package, and then execute over SSH. This is the source file. So we copied already this. Let's syntax. Let it be, and save this stuff. Will now. So they should copy that to the remote location. This take like 4 or 5 minutes extra, not more than that. Yeah, transfer the files successfully. So now go to the server. So the file should come here. Yes. Okay. Yeah, file has arrived here. Now go to this configure, add the set. So this is done. Now you can add a transfer set. So this time execute the playbook. So this is the location. Ansible -playbook on the remote server. This is the location and this is the file name. Oops, not this one. You are fine. Now save this. We're done. Now trigger this build now. So go to the console output. So this is where it has to reach. Just refresh. Connecting host. Disconnect Ansible server exception. For this one thing. Okay. Well, okay, the server was actually we discarded the server, right? Okay, let me just quickly install that. So em install -y tomcat -web apps. And change the port number. Change this to 19 and then also try to change the shutdown port. The tomcat start. And now this is IP address that we need to change. Or we can get the IP address, also private IP address, where in the Ansible server. VPC host. Host. Part of the file. Let's paste this thing. And yeah, we have to have this key because the new server. .ssh press key append this key a etc con permit service restart, check the connectivity from Ansible, paste there. Now Ansible in all. Now that should be fine. Now go to the Jenkins. So trigger build now. So the third one. Go to the console. This time it should copy. Meanwhile, I will take the access here. And what was the app name? Manual, I'll check it out. Yeah, web app. Yes, fine. Right? This is done. Yeah. So our this task is completed. Yeah, I think we had some issue with our Ansible servers. I have to crash that server and install it again. So it took a little more time to set up the entire Jenkins. So watch the video once again and just to quickly recap and what we have done. Probably you'll get complete picture on that. So that's all from my end for today. So we'll start with a new topic tomorrow. Okay, and then probably I think container will start Docker. So yeah, just come with some preparation in case if you want. So new topic, container, and then we will let's try to set up the orchestration using Docker, and then finally we'll come to the Jenkins section. Yeah. So any questions? All right then. Yeah. So thank you for the patience. Yeah, this is of course troubleshooting, right? Yeah, it takes time.